nothing creates an imposter syndrome in you as effectively as doing a PhD. So I did it. It's like a reward. It seems to be turning into a tradition that whenever my calendar says that it's time to start more seeds, we get snow. The chickens are naturally very, very displeased about it because this is interrupting their daily walking schedule. Although I am giving them like a cabbage to celebrate the weekend, and they seem to be at least dealing with the fact that they once again can't go for walkies. Yeah, once again you can't go for walkies. You haven't been on camera in a while. How are you feeling? Or do you just want treats? I'm gonna give you treats. I'm gonna give you all of the treats. They love their treats. Yeah. What's up, Bianca? Welcome back. It has once again just stopped snowing, and this time I am at least this much prepared that I have counted how many pots we need to plant. And today's a big day. We need 52 pots. Or was it 54? Somewhere in that range. So, we've got a lot of soil to prepare and a lot of seeds to put down. Now I once again don't have any vermiculite because I forgot. But we make do with just regular tomato soil and water. And we get it nice and hydrated. Oh, and also, in the meanwhile, when there wasn't any snow, the mini shovel was excavated. And this time I have some seeds that I have never grown before, which is very exciting for me. But first I need to fill up one entire tray and then some more. So that's going to be a little bit annoying, but it's so fun to watch the seedlings grow and pop out. Like, it's my favorite time of starting seedlings, that when I get to just watch them every day and see when we get like new things sprouting. Now this time I'm going to be starting with the most exciting seed of the day, and that is lemongrass, because I have never grown lemongrass before. I'm very excited about it. If I can find it. Where is my lemongrass? Come on. Aha. Citrinoles. Citrinoles, sorry. Okay, and with lemongrass, I want to have 4 pots of it. But a tricky thing about lemongrass is that this one most definitely needs to be right up against my radiator, because it needs a very high temperature in order to even germinate. So I'll do the 0.5 centimeter holes and drop it in. And these are such tiny seeds. It's like when you just pick up the package, it feels like there isn't anything in there, but there is. So I will put a sprinkling of these seeds in every pot and hope that the cold climate of the current moment does not make them not want to sprout, because they are immediately going inside to be pampered by the lovely glow of the radiator. And labeled. The next thing that I'm going to be planting is echinacea, which I am also very excited about because I have never grown it before, and I'm just really excited for these lovely, like pinkish, lovely blue blossoms. Yes, that's the word. And I'm going to be planting those at different intervals so that I get a longer blooming period. So I'm going to be putting only 4 pots right now, and then the next seeding I'm going to do in 1 month so that I get a longer blooming period of these lovely things. And I hope that they will stay in my garden and like self-seed for the upcoming years, because it's just really pretty, and I like to have some like just fun little flowers for the bees and like all kinds of insects, and also because it's just pretty. Oh, and we're getting more snow. This thing, they're seriously turning into hail. Oh my god. I just wanted to plant some flowers. Oh my god. Abort the mission. I've collected my essentials and I will be back when this, whatever this thing is, blows over. I have reconsidered going back inside because that was just not okay. But also I have already like done the muddiest parts of the planting, so I'm just gonna continue planting the seeds indoors where it is warm and where there is no snow or hail or stormy winds blowing at me with the said snow and hail. Up next on the agenda we have tea chamomile, which I have grown for several years, and while it does self-seed itself in the garden, as I have noticed, I found that the self-seeded chamomile starts blooming very, very late in the season, so I like to pre-grow some plants as well, because those are just very lively, like much more lively throughout the season. And those are supposed to be seeded on the top of the soil because they need sunlight to germinate. And I'm going to do 7 pots because I like my tea chamomile. Even though I don't really drink that much tea, it's just nice. And of course, can't forget the labeling. And that concludes this one. And now we have the big boy. Next on the list I have oregano, and I did grow it last year, and it's supposed to be like an annual, like something that comes back every year. I'm not sure if it has come back because of the snow, so I'm going to be starting just 4 pots of oregano so that, like, just in case the oregano from last year hasn't survived, that I still have some. Because the oregano plants from last year, they weren't the strongest because they were just very, very, whoa, that is a lot of seeds. They were just really encroached upon by the sage, which sort of stole all the sunlight of the oregano. So just in case I want to have some oregano still. So this is a just in case seeding. Now these things, which I think are chives in English, they actually say that I shouldn't be pre-growing them in pots, and they should be like direct sown inside, like right onto the garden land. But I did that last year and they were very weak. They were like tiny, teeny tiny the entire year. And I know that they're an annual and that they're supposed to be coming back like stronger than ever. But so considering how tiny they were, I don't think they're coming back. So I'm trying again. I'm trying to start my very own chive bush. And the last thing that I'm going to be growing a buttload of is basil, because I'm like partially because I am also growing 4 pots for my mom, because she likes the kind that I grow as well, and it's difficult to find this specific like fragrance of basil. Like, we are very particular about that, and it is. And I'm also growing like a buttload for myself because I like to use it in my tomato sauces, and like in my tomato sauce singular, but also like in food in general. And it's just a nice accompaniment to the tomatoes that I grow in the greenhouse. They are all going into the greenhouse. And I am happy to announce that all the seeds that I have planted in the pots 2 weeks ago, they are all sprouting. They are all sprouting, and I am very happy about that. So they are moving on to the next place of their life. So now we have new residents in the warm place. This thesis is really starting to get the better of me. Like, it's just taking so much time and effort to create something that is just not even good, not even acceptable. It's like I can just feel how bad this thesis is. It's just so bad, and I keep trying to make it better, but it's having such a minuscule effect on the badness of it all. And I have 5 weeks until I have to submit it, and my supervisor is helping me like make it better, which I am extremely grateful for. But just my motivation for doing this thesis is already very low. It was low before I even started writing the thing, but it is like, it is extremely demoralizing to try still and not even achieve something that is okay. And I definitely feel like I am like absolutely the lowest tier PhD student who there ever was. Like, but I understand from like the memes that are floating around the internet that the feeling of being like a really poor PhD student is like a very often felt one. So basically, yes, like nothing creates an imposter syndrome in you as effectively as doing a PhD. And even if you manage to even if you manage to escape the imposter syndrome for like 2 years, the last year is going to get you. Like, I am so done. I want it to be over so badly, but I still have to just summon the energy to still work at it from somewhere for the next 5 weeks, and not just a bit of energy, but like a lot. Like, I'm going to have to put so much more work into this thing, and hopefully then it will be acceptable at least, and I can like have it accepted and do the defense in June like we were planned. But just, I am so done. I'm so tired. I feel like I need a month of just lying in bed doing nothing. And I'm not the kind of person who lies in bed and does nothing. Like, I always have a hobby on me doing something, but just I am so tired that when I finish the working day, most days I have to spend like at least half an hour, maybe more, just lying on the couch, eyes closed, in silence, doing absolutely nothing, just because I have worked so damn hard that I need to unwind, and I can't unwind doing anything because I am just so tired, and it's difficult to explain. I'm just so done. I do try to like make time for hobbies and take the weekends off basically. Hey Indy. I'm also watching the family cat for a while again, for a short while this time. But it's just it's difficult to really find joy in hobbies when you have just such a massive deadline of a thesis just looming, just looming in your calendar, and just souring kind of every like moment of joy that you might get, like that isn't like working on your thesis. So what ends up happening is that even if I don't really feel like it, I do make myself just work on my hobbies because I know that they should bring me joy, even if they're not doing so in the moment. Like my hobbies might just calm me down, maybe. Hopefully, that's what I'm trying to achieve. Basically, it's weird. It's been a long time since I've had just such difficulty separating my work from my rest of my life. But yeah, I tried to do my best. But what I wanted to talk to you about was actually my spinning shenanigans. So you saw me create and finish off 3 skeins of yarn that I am very happy with. And that are surprisingly well balanced, which means that they're not overspun, which is like something that I used to really struggle with when I was spinning, like for the first year or so. But they're surprisingly well balanced, and they are the first skeins that I have spun with with the preparation of the wool being carded and not like industrially combed the way that I have been like buying beforehand. So it is really different, and I am happy with the results. And now I am I'm just working on my second batch of just the white yarn. However, since this is not the yarn that has come from a single like the same wool, like the same what did you call it, fleece, the same fleece. This is the wool that I have just gathered from, like, I'm guessing that this is from several different sheep, because this is what I washed weeks ago that you saw me sort before washing outside and showing you all the nasty bits of the wool that I sorted out. So this is like a really kind of a different wool, because the sheep that the farmer that I got the wool from, they are different. They're a mixed flock. Like none of them are like a specific breed, and that turns out that it means that they all have different wool as well. So turns out that the wool that I spun from the very first fleece that I spent a lot of effort cleaning, that wool was a lot more like, I don't even know what the correct words are to describe it. I would say crunchy, if that makes sense. It was like a crunchy fiber, in the sense that the mixed fleeces that I am currently spinning, They are like, these mixed fleeces are just a lot more thin. Like it's like the fiber itself is more thin, and it makes the feel of the spinning completely different. And I can't really tell them like the different kinds of fiber apart when I'm carding them. So I wish I could, because that way I would be able to create yarns of different fibers, and not like a single yarn of all the different fibers that I have. So it's a little bit frustrating because that I can only tell these fibers apart when I am already spinning. But I guess it's fine, because like at first I felt like I just have two different kinds of fibers, one being just like the crunchy type of like the first yarn that I made, and one really fine and the gloss and like slippery feeling. But then I realized that because it is a mixed flock, the properties of the wool are also mixed. So it's more of a spectrum between different types of wool that I am working with. So so even if I were able to tell them apart while carding, I still wouldn't be able to like separate them out into like 2 or 3 different kinds of yarn, because they like all the wool properties of all the different sheep that are mixed in this collection of wool are different. And yeah, I found that really interesting. So I have already spun one entire bobbin of the new very mixed wool, but I still have some work to do. I still have like a little bit of wool that I have carded, and I am, as you could see, spinning another bobbin so that I can make another 2-ply yarn, or like several skeins of 2-ply yarn. Hopefully they will be the same thickness as the first one that I made, but we shall see. Yeah, I am happy about my yarn progress, because I am sort of thinking about what I want to make with them. I definitely want to spend the summer dyeing all the yarns and making more yarn if I can, like if I have the energy and time for it. But I want to spend the summer dyeing it. But in autumn/winter, I have a project in mind for all of it. Now I say this as someone who is more of a crocheter than a knitter, but I want to knit something with the wool. I want to make a completely hand-spun, hand-dyed, like patterned Fair Isle style sweater. I am like I have been like looking up different patterns on Pinterest and thinking up how I could like make them stack up so that like the entire sweater would be a Fair Isle pattern. And it would be the largest thing that I have ever knit, because I have started knitting projects before that are an entire sweater, but I have never finished one. So we shall see how this one goes. But I'm older now than when I started those projects, so maybe I have more tenacity now. But yes, these are 2 of the 3 skeins that I made from the single fleece that I worked on for a really long while. And this is a skein that is the what was it called? The industrially combed fibers. So you can see that they're kind of different. The the industrially pre-combed fibers, they make a yarn that is a lot more just smooth, because also because of the way that I drafted, aka pulled the wool while I was spinning. And that's the cat feeder. And this one, the woolen yarn, is much more fluffy. which doesn't make it as good as this one for Fair Isle patterns, but I still intend to use it for a Fair Isle pattern because this has like the perfect properties for like a fluffy and warm sweater, while this smooth yarn that I have plied with 3 singles instead of 2 like I have with this, with this 3-ply yarn, I am planning to also dye it with something, I don't know what yet, and then I want to have my mom make me socks from it, because my mom is very good at making socks. Yes, I have plans for all my yarn, and I am happy that I have I don't know, it feels so fulfilling to be making something so like ancestrally relevant, because like spinning yarn has been something that has clothed people for, if not centuries, then millennia, and it's like I feel the connection to all the people who came before me doing the same thing, and it feels very cool. Yes. Even if it, for an outsider, it does seem like I'm just indulging in all of the granny hobbies. So I have not been doing great, which maybe you can tell by the fact that I haven't posted anything in a while. But basically, yes, I'm walking the chickens. My I don't know if it's like the spring exhaustion or the actual thesis work that is draining me, but it's all just snowballing. Like I struggle so much to get the writing done for the thesis, and to even motivating myself to do any writing on the thesis is just so hard. Like, and it takes so much energy, and then I sort of switch between anxiety and depression. Just everything is a lot right now. I have 1 month until I have to submit the thesis, and I am hoping really hard that once that is done, I'll be able to start recovering. But until then, I don't know how I'm going to survive. I will survive because I always do, but just, oh boy. So I did it. I finished my thesis and I submitted it exactly 2 weeks ago. And instead of feeling relieved and happy about it, my brain just did the Windows shutdown music and decided to feel nothing but tired. And so I have just been spending, like, since my contract for working at the university ended with the end of April, and it is currently the 9th of May, I have been just taking a break. I decided that I'm not even going to search for work during the month of May. I'm just going to rest. And the goal has been to try to find joy in life again. Because, like, one of my friends said that the reason why I'm probably feeling like I was feeling like really numb about all of this and just not really joyful was that my brain is just so used to the grand source of stress that it was the thesis, and my brain doesn't know how to live without that source of stress anymore. So I just need to re-find joy in life again. But for the past like 2 days, I think it's starting to come back. So, like, what I've been doing these 2 weeks post thesis submission is first host a party with my friends to celebrate the fact, even though I like felt nothing but like about the thesis submission, it still needs to be celebrated because that is a big thing. So we had a party, and then I have just been like forcing myself to do all the hobbies that I usually would like to do if I felt joy in life. So I have been like doing a lot of yarn stuff, like cleaning wool and spinning it into yarn and finishing it. And a couple days ago, I think the joy, the spark started coming back, and it's really great. Like, also after the thesis submission, I decided to, it's like a reward for submitting my thesis, and I decided to reward myself with the baby chicks. I got myself 3 silky chicks, and they're adorable. These silky chicks are about 9 days old, and like I was planning to get buff Orpingtons, actually, like a bunch of buff Orpington chicks, because I've been wanting them for ages. But like the breeder and I had some miscommunication. She was going to hatch out like a bunch of chicks over me, but then she didn't get to have like purebreds, and like it was a mess, and I didn't get the buff Orpington chicks that I wanted. So instead, I decided to look up all the chicken Facebook groups that we have in Estonia, and decided, thank you for the poop on me, thank you. I decided to get silky chicks, and I'm just going to be giving away the roosters because I've been socializing them so much, and I love them already so much. I love them so much. They're so tiny. They're so tiny and beautiful. And the chickens are doing well. They're enjoying their daily walks, and I think Cardi B is gearing up to become broody again. I mean, for the first time this year at least, because she's been making the noises, but she's not broody yet. And I'm just living my life, just relaxing, winding down from submitting the thesis, trying not to think too hard about the upcoming defense at the end of June, and just refinding joy in life. So I'm wrapping this video up with an apology for taking such a long break from YouTube, but I definitely needed it because I was hanging on by a thread, and I'm just now recovering. But next I will do an update on everything that has been going on with the garden and with the chickens, and like just tell you more about my garden and my chickens and my hobbies, as I usually do. So I hope that this has been, if not interesting, then insightful perhaps, at what the end of a PhD can look like. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!